to brief about the program, the network, the agenda behind this entire work, and then we'll have opportunity for each of the participants to speak about their work and share their challenges which they are facing, as well as their expectations from this particular forum. So over to Sridharji.
Thank you, Rana. Thank you, Rana, and very glad to be a part of this important initiative. My only request was, can we have Linda to tell about the network, and we have a brief introduction, and then I can talk about what is an introductory overview. I am Sridhar. I am the managing trustee of Environics Trust. I am basically trained as a geologist. I used to work in the Department of Atomic Energy and later on with the oil industry. But for the last 3 decades, I've been working with communities and various groups which are involved in working with communities in mining areas. Linda, if you can give us an overview of this network and this platform. I have been often delving into the Dwell website, to get some data sometimes.
Okay.
But it'll be nice if you can give us a brief about it.
Rana, are you happy for me to do that at this point? You're muted. You're muted. This is the game of on and off.
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
that will be appropriate if you can
All
just
right.
brief.
Yeah,
and then
I'll
we
do a
have
brief
an
one.
introduction
Yeah.
and also about the work.
All right then. Oops. Can you see my screen or not? I think I forgot to share it. Where's the share screen? Oh, sorry.
Hi.
I'm coming now. Sorry, just gave me a little minute to get ready. Can you see my screen, everybody?
All good, Linda.
Thank you. You never know where you are with these things. I'm just waiting for it to come up. Okay, so welcome. This is the Delve Exchange, which I'll explain to you a little bit more. First of all, I just say how delighted we are to be working with Rana in this part of the world where so much to learn. I myself am a specialist in small-scale mining. I just recently completed my PhD on small-scale mining, and I'm very happy to learn from you. Just something that would be of interest is the structure of our Delve Exchange. As in the first slide, you can see we are at the University of Queensland. We are the support team. One of our most important partners is the Association of Women in Mining in Africa. 2 of our coordinators in Africa come from this organization. We have sponsorship from the United Nations, from the OECD, and from the Extractives Global Program support administered by the World Bank. So that's a little bit of our background in terms of organization and institutional support. As I said, we're recording. So the Delve Exchange is comprised of 6 regions, and we have a knowledge exchange coordinator for each region. So we have Rana Sengupta representing Central and South and Central Asia. We have Blessing Hongwei, who is representing Africa, the English-speaking part of Africa. We have Manuel Reynosa, who is looking after Latin America, including Peru, Uruguay, a number of countries there, Bolivia. Diane Angrani is coordinator. She's based in Indonesia, but she is looking after Southeast Asia and the Pacific. So to date, we've had speakers from Myanmar, from Indonesia, from Papua New Guinea, and a number of regions there. In the next 2 sessions, we have talks, people representing Cambodia and Vietnam. So she's reached out across her region very nicely. We have Eureka Primus, who is working in the Caribbean. So she's based in Georgetown, in Guyana, but we also have people from around the region, in, for example, Bahamas. Ida Tambura is a French-speaking coordinator. She represents French-speaking Africa, and she's based in Burkina Faso. again, a member of the African Women in Mining. So those are our coordinators we've been working on this project since about March, and this is we're very proud of the work they've done to date. Also, so a little bit about our team, the University of Queensland support team. First and foremost, I just emphasize to you that the Delve Exchange is not about us, it's about our exchange group, and we're just our networks. We're really in the background to help it happen. The reason we're using this Zoom platform in this way is that we have the university's Zoom account and we're able to go on for a couple of hours if need be. Our team is Professor Daniel Franks, who's the head of the Development Minerals Department at the Sustainable Minerals Institute at the University of Queensland. There's myself, Robin Evans, who is a technology expert, Diana Albalez-Ruiz, who's doing a fabulous job in organising some of the monitoring and evaluation. We also, as I mentioned, have partnerships with AWIMA, Women in Mining in Africa, the OECD, and the EU through their Development Minerals Program. And this is Kasazi Nwende Malangbo, who is working for the UNDP on this particular project. So she's helping us to collect stories and so on. Okay, so the Delve Exchange, how is it structured? We're a community, I like to call us a community of practice. We're 3 groups. We have the Delve Exchange groups, which are largely held on WhatsApp. We have the Delve Exchange forums, where we are now, which is an example of what we're now doing. And in the future, we're hoping to do some training. But the very first part of this year and on to the end of this year, we've been concentrating on these exchange groups and the exchange forums. So there are 2 types of groups. There's an open group, which I think most of you have joined, the WhatsApp group, where you're encouraged to post your contributions and share your knowledge. It's open, coordinated by Rana, but it's open. We have one, what we call curated WhatsApp group, which is the global knowledge transfer group, where each day we post a picture or a story from one of these regional exchanges. And I encourage you to, if you haven't already, to join the global knowledge group, because it's really, really rich and interesting to see what's going on across the world, across the continents, literally. As I mentioned to you, this is one of the Delve Exchange forums. We have one forum every month in each of our 6 regions. So that keeps us busy, and often they're quite late at night. So they're an opportunity to either have a formal speaker to address the group, or it could be a sharing of ideas, as we're doing here today. With a lot of variety, people choose. The knowledge exchange coordinator is free to use that time as they see fit. And as I mentioned, we're looking forward to doing some training. It's not our primary purpose, but we're hoping to do some training, again by Zoom, probably early next year. My final slides are about this really important part of the Delve Exchange, and these are our stories. We have our WhatsApp platform, which is a very powerful platform in the sense that it is, with the WhatsApp group, you can have people who record their voice and take a photo on their camera. So even if their literacy skills aren't as good as they might be, they can really participate as well. So we're really delighted with the uptake of these WhatsApp groups, and even miners in quite remote regions we've found have got a phone, or they can get a phone and post their stories. So each week we encourage people to think about posting a practice story where you report on your own experience and practice. This could be with a photo or a voice recording or a little text. An experience story where you share on anything you've learned from the experience of others. And we've had this already. People have said, oh, that was a really good idea. I've tried it in my group. So this is to encourage that knowledge transfer. And finally, we've got what we call the Challenge Exchange. And the objective of the Challenge Exchange is to reward miners and mining communities for asking for help. We're not saying we're going to provide lots of funds or whatever. We are simply raising some of the issues. What is one problem your mining community needs help with? So that's essentially the sort of ways it looks. Briefly, the practice stories can be audio, video, or written. They can include a photo or video. It's important to tell us about the context. If you send a photo, we need to know where it is, what's being mined, and so on. What is the activity? What is it you want to share? How is it? Why is it good? What helps it to work? Give an example how this has helped in the life of your area, and share it with the name, gender, and country. We do offer up every month a competition for the most pertinent and the most interesting stories. So if you decide that you want to enter a competition for which we have a small prize, usually some phone credit, it's very important that you meet these kinds of criteria. So that's a practice story. The exchange story, as I mentioned earlier, is rewarding what has been learned from others. And finally, the challenge story, what is a problem? So here you might provide a photo, drawing, or so on. And you talk about why you've chosen this problem, what are the causes of the problem, what are its impacts, what are the long-term impacts. So here we have a photo which I took myself in Africa as a lady looking into her hand. She's found some beautiful gemstones. Can you imagine what her challenge is? She doesn't know how much to sell them for. She doesn't know what they're worth on the market and so on. So her need is for education about the value of stones and gemstone identification. So those are just a very brief overview of Delve Exchange. As I mentioned, we've been going for a little while now, and we've had some up to, I think, 600 members so far, and we've been very happy with the amount of participation, but we're delighted to have this new group starting pretty much today. And thank you, Rana, for helping us on this matter. So I don't know if you have any questions.
Linda, can I add?
Yes, please go ahead, Paul.
Just a bit of background. So you may ask why this initiative, this exchange program, has been launched this year. It really came out of some research the World Bank commissioned about the impacts of COVID on artisanal and small-scale miners, disruption to supply chains, the health and safety challenges they were dealing with, and the impact on poverty and economic and human development. So one of the drivers for this project, it's not the only driver, but it's an important one, is trying to understand how ASM communities and in particular cooperatives and associations have managed to, what are some of the things they're doing to help their members? What is some of the knowledge that they've learned that can be shared between the different regions so that everybody can learn from each other? There's a lot of really good work, interesting work being done by ASM groups throughout the world. The challenge is that that information is not being shared. So there's mutual learning. So the idea is to just get that exchange of ideas and how to deal with problems and challenges, to get that mutual exchange ongoing, so whether it's South American and India or vice versa, or all groups. So that's really a key focus of this Delve Exchange. So COVID is one issue, an important issue, but not the only issue, obviously, as you all know from your work in the sector.
So some of the themes we've dealt with are, we did, to start the survey, to start the exchange off, we did a survey of our members back in February, March, and some of the themes that came up were, health and safety, how to understand better the market for our products, the supply chain, dealing with how to create associations. And what we're really about is strengthening associations. That's really what we're hoping to do. But of course, the COVID issue is very, very pertinent as well. So we've had some great postings recently about the way in which communities have been raising awareness in regard to not only traditional PPE, but also COVID prevention. So, Rana, that's a bit of an introduction. I don't know if anyone's got any questions, but happy to answer them if you have.
Yeah, if there is any questions, please put it up with Linda. That will be helpful.
That would be good. And please use, I think we've got the chat going here. Yes, can we have this presentation? Yes, it will be available. Very nice. Could I ask a favor of everyone? Because we're very, very keen just to make sure we spelt your name correctly and got everything correct. Could I ask you at just some point during the next hour to go into the chat and put your name, your full name, your last name and your first name, so we can make sure we've got, because sometimes what's written on your slides are not quite the same. So that would be great. Thank you so much. And back to you, Rana.
Yeah, so can we request the participants to have a brief introduction of themselves and as well as their work? We'll give a slot of around 5 to 7 minutes to each of them and also share their experiences. So can we start with Mr. Abdul or maybe Sunzida from Bangladesh?
Yes, thank you, Rana, and welcome from Bangladesh. I am Sandida Sultana, and I am working in a women rights base, but we are working mainly establishing the rights of women workers engaged in various sectors in our country. My organization's name is Karmajibi Nari. It means working women. It is established in 1991. About 30 years we are running our organization, and from the very beginning we started our activity with the workers of ready-made garments industries workers, and since then we are working in various sectors like agriculture workers, seafood processing industrial workers, domestic workers, sanitary waste pickers, migrant workers, something like that, many various sectors. But I am very happy that I can learn from this group, especially when Rana called me. We introduced and I got informed about the mining workers. Actually, in our country, it is not very much discussed issue, the rights of mining workers, or the I don't know, here our experienced trade union leader Abul Bhai also here in this meeting. He can discuss about that, but I'm not so much aware if there is anything going on to organize or any trade union or organization are very much active in this sector. So I am very happy that I can learn, and maybe we can strategize our future activities with the mine workers. Though in our country, most are male workers in this sector, but we can also work with them also. That is no bar to work with the male workers. But I am very interested that I can go a new sector of workers, and at this moment I can learn from other countries what is going on there. So I'm very much happy to work with this network. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I request Mr. Abdul Hussain from Bangladesh, who is associated with the trade union there? Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Yes, still good morning, everyone. So my name is Abul Hussain. I'm basically a trade unionist. I'm the president of United Labour Federation. United Labour Federation basically the informal workers centers. But earlier I was working in National Workers Federation. It is registration number 1. This is the first registration after liberation. So my leader name is Comrade Abul Bashar. He is maternal labor leader in South Asia, particularly jute, textile, and formal sector. So you know, the after the government adopted the liberalist policy, new liberalist policy. So the formal sector gradually are shut down and schools. So informal sector gradually are increasing and emerging. So that's why I form a new trade union, the United Labour Federation. Basically, it's a informal workers center. Now I'm working as earlier in my jute, Adonji jute mills in 1986. I joined with the Adonji jute mills after my student life. So Adonji was the biggest in South Asia, but now is no appear. Adonji closed and 12 years before. So there is a form EPZ, Adonji EPZ area. So no Adonji jute mills. So then I joined with the garment workers in 1990. Was a big movement. There was a big fire accident, and one factory is 27 workers, including owner, are burned by fire. After the fire, the workers are on the street. Then I was joined with the workers. And this is my start in 1991, January 1991. I was joining the garment workers. And mostly now we are the older trade unions in garment sector. Me and other one. So still I'm involved in garment workers. My workers' name is Textile Garments Workers Federation. I'm the president still. And I also the working in the domestic workers. In 2008 March, I formed a National Domestic Women Workers Union. It is the first domestic workers union in Bangladesh. And now is Domestic Workers Union is affiliated to the International Domestic Workers Federation. And we are the founder member of the IDWF. So from Bangladesh, 1, and from India, 3 affiliated to the IDWF. Now we are also working in the other informal workers as like home-based workers and waste pickers and health workers. Health workers is mainly the outsourcing. Those who are involved in outsourcing workers in the private and the government enterprise, the mostly outsourcing and mostly fourth class employees, the cleaners, caring. These are the workers, and also the street vendors, hawkers. I'm the convener of the Hawkers Sangram Porishad. It's 8 organization combined. It's a united umbrella, and I'm the convener of the Hawkers Sangram Porishad. And I also the working in the migrant workers. We are the sending countries of migrant workers, and nowadays it is very important for our economy, and a lot of workers are work in the abroad. About 1 crore, about 1.5 crore people are working in abroad. So it's a very important issues in our country. So these are the working field. But now I hear from you the coal or minor workers. But we have a coal minor, but it is owned by the government. public owner, so there is no to organize in the mining workers. But there is some stone business here from India, by North and East India, the Assam and Meghalaya. They came from in Bangladesh, and our construction sector we depend on the stone. So there are lot of stone business are here. So I also try to the stone business holder and the workers, because the it's not the Bangladesh owner. So this stone come from the Meghalaya, come from the Assam. So we pick off, and then some businessmen are holding in Bangladesh, and some are worker are carrying and loading. So this is a lot of people are in northern part of our as like Sylhet Anchal. So Sylhet part. So there is a lot of stone workers. So we try to organize the stone workers. So I hope we are able to also the coal miner organization, and I am happy to hear from you there is a network in South Asia and Central Asia. So we are very happy we are not alone. We are associated with the South Asian family and South Asian, South and Central Asian family. So we are very happy to join with us. So thank you so much.
Mr. Abul, you had mentioned about slate workers when we had a telephonic conversation. That small scale on a small scale mining basis, there's a lot of slate that is being mined in
Right,
Bangladesh.
right.
So can you brief about those areas, please? Or if any associations are working over there?
Still, there is no association, but we are. When we heard from you, there is some network in South Asian and Central Asia. So we are trying to, and we take initiatives to building a organization and try to organize. So hopefully we will be able to organize.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Abul. We would definitely look for your support and association to help us connect to those groups, at least locally, so that we can bring them on board and get them become a part of the network. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Brother Rana, can I add something with Abul Bhai? Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, when I also discussed with you about this issue, though we are not so much aware about where are the mines or quarry. There is no big mine, I think, except coal. I think we have to have a assessment, something like that, in which parts, which minerals are available, which stones or which quarries are going on. I think we have to have some small study or assessment, something like that, to know about the areas and the minerals we are picking. I did not have so much time. I'm sorry for that. I thought I can find some study or something like that. I searched in website but did not find so much. So I think to work for a sustainable way, we have to have some study or something like that, from where we can identify the workers and also the sectors which are going on. Then we can um, uh, give our effort in organized way. Thank you.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So we'll share such things which we have, and probably we'll engage somebody to collect the data of what extraction activities are happening or where local contacts are there. But at this moment, your and Adul Bhai's connect will be definitely helpful because we don't have any other connect right now in Bangladesh. So we can take the work forward from here onwards. So now can I request other members in the group from India who can contribute, please? Maybe we can ask Ashok ji, Ashok Shrimali ji. Oh, he Ashok ji.
Yeah, 1 minute, Rana. Oh, my.
Yes.
So, good morning to everyone. Myself is Ashok, and I'm a Secretary General of Mines, Mineral and People. Mines, Mineral and People is a national level network working with the mining affected community. So, working with the minor mineral also and major mineral also. And I'm also associate with one organization in Western India. It's called Setu Center for Social Knowledge and Action. So, social knowledge and social action between there is a bridge between social knowledge and social action. Those who are working at the grassroots level, so they want some kind of support laid out that how the minor mineral or the major mineral and working mapping and all this. So we are supporting the mining affected community and also working for their rights. So basically, our organization is a right-based organization, and we are working with the untouchable community. It's called Dalit, tribal, indigenous. We are also working with the children, those who are working at the work site, and particularly in stone quarries and all this stone quarries, sand mining in at the river basin. So we are at work. We have more than 300 members across the country, and more than 18 states are associated with our network. Those also working in the coal mining area, iron ore mining area, limestone mining area, manganese mining area. Number of issues. So that act level, highlight this issue at international forum, UN level and all this. Thank you, Rana.
Thank you. Now we have people who are working directly with the communities. We have Arvind, Chandra, and Yusuf Bhai. Yusuf Bhai, we lost him. Sorry, from his organization. So anybody who is there from the group, please contribute. Arvind ji, are you there?
Good morning, all of you. My name is Arvind. I am board member of Prithvi Trust. I am here on the behalf of Yusuf Beg and his organization Prithvi Trust. I know all the things because I have there for working with Yusuf Beg from since 2 decades. But somehow I know all the things, but somehow if I miss, then I request you, Ashok sir and Sridhar sir, if you help me to contribute all the things of works and Yusuf Beg. So I will start here.
No. Don't worry. Don't worry, Arvind. We'll myself and Sridharji, because we are also part of that.
Yes.
So don't worry.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So I will start here. Prithvi Trust is working since last 2 decades, but officially Prithvi Trust registered in 2013. We are working in Dalits, tribals, and other backward communities. We are working here with issues of livelihood of women, mushroom cultivation, mining laborers who are directly in mining, food security and malnutrition of their child and family for the community. We have a group of over 10,000 laborers in Panna who are directly or indirectly work in an unorganized sector of mining, either in diamond mining or stone mining. We have a women group, youth groups formed in our community, which are our USB to work directly in the community. Panna, if we talk about the region, Panna is a region in central India, state of Madhya Pradesh, is known for its diamond minings. Behind that glitter lurks and the dark reality of the locals facing poverty, malnutrition, and unemployment and migration. Many of the women associated with mining activities in the region are anemic and their children are malnourished. In Panna, collection of minor forest produce and mining of stone and diamonds are the most popular means to earn a livelihood. These avenues are shrinking, leading to an increase in migration and poverty. According to IBM, means Indian Bureau of Mines in India, the diamond resources are concentrated only in 3 states. These are Madhya Pradesh with 90%, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Samina Beg from Panna Patthar Khadan Mazdoor Sangh, an association which has about 10,000 mine workers as members, said that a silicosis patient cannot work for his livelihood, but the government is still not interested providing them financial support. Government only provides financial support only after the death of silicosis patients. Panna is a hub of migration also. Every now and then from each family or whole family migrates to Delhi or other places for labor work and earning to sustain their livelihood or life. Here children are many not attending education or right amount of nutrition. They didn't gain any education or in this place. Panna is very famous for diamonds, but somehow it is also very famous for IMR, that is infant mortality rate, which is highest among the Asian countries, that is 92 per 1,000 live births. Panna is also famous for his anemic condition in pregnant and lactating women. Panna is also famous for lack of livelihood. Panna is also famous for poverty in his communities. And I also request Samina, the wife of Yusuf Beg, if you have want to tell you in Hindi language, then I will surely translate in English for our members in the meeting.
समीना जी बोलिए, कोई बात नहीं है, हम
हाँ,
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम समीना यूसुफ है। मैं पन्ना पृथ्वी ट्रस्ट से बोल रही हूँ। मेरे साइड से जो अरविंद जी ने जो प्रेजेंट किया है, वही सारा सब इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है उन्होंने, तो मैंने उन्हीं को सजेस्ट किया था सर, राणा सर से, कि वो यहाँ प्रेजेंट करेंगे पृथ्वी ट्रस्ट की तरफ से।
Samina Beg welcomes you all in the meeting. He told that yesterday it was in the plan that Arvind from Prithvi Trust will present the Prithvi Trust activities and works. So she is very gladful to introduce herself to. Okay.
समीना जी, अगर आप माइनिंग का जो एक्टिविटी है उसमें क्या चैलेंजेस हैं, किस तरह का वर्किंग है, ये अगर आप थोड़ा ब्रीफली बता दें तो अब थोड़ा प्रेज हो जाएंगे हम लोग कि क्या खनन का कार्य में क्या दिक्कतें हैं, प्लीज. Yeah, I just asked her if you could brief about the challenges in the mining activities that they work on.
आप कुछ भी जो माइनिंग में जो दिक्कतें वहां पे देखती हैं आप फिजिकली या आंखों से, तो वो थोड़ा सा आप बता पाएं तो वी कैन ट्रांसलेट इन इंग्लिश आल्सो.
सर, इधर जो माइनिंग में जो खदानों में महिलाएं काम करती हैं, वो जो पत्थर फोड़ने से जो सिलिका डस्ट निकलती है वो उनके लंग्स में जाती है और लंग्स में जाने से उन्हें काफी प्रॉब्लम होती है। उसकी वजह से जो बीमारी हो रही है वो सिलिकोसिस बीमारी, तो इससे लोगों को काफी परेशानियां होती हैं इधर पे। और सर अरविंद सर आप भी प्रेजेंट करिए।
Samina is saying that when the laborers are working with the stone mining or stone crushing, the dust called silica is somehow from nose or some other mouth that sit on his lungs or on the laborers. So that from time to time or for long time, the silica dust can develop in silicosis disease for the laborers in their lungs. So that is Samina Beg saying that here is a very vast majority of unorganized sector of laborers in stone mining or stone crushing or direct diamond mining. But both are things are interrelated. Or either you work in diamond mining or either you work in stone mining. Both are same things which are interconnected. That diamond also came from stone. It is also known, and stone mining is for the stone itself or the slabs we have in Indian culture, we have in our houses, use in houses. So the main major negative outcome of this stone mining is silicosis disease as well.
Thank you, Arvind Ji. So we have somebody in the name of Chandrakant in this group. Can we have your introduction, please?
हेलो, नमस्कार। मैं चंद्रकांत सेतु से जुड़ा हूँ और हमारा जो कार्य विस्तार है वो नॉर्थ गुजरात, साउथ गुजरात और साउथ राजस्थान है। जहाँ रेती का खनन हो रहा है वहाँ पर मजदूरों के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। और
Excuse me, could I just, I'm sorry to interrupt, could you please put your microphone on mute if you are not speaking, because it's hard to hear.
मैं चंद्रकांत बोल रहा हूँ, सेतु से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ और मैं साउथ गुजरात, साउथ राजस्थान और नॉर्थ गुजरात में महिलाओं के साथ और लैंडलेस जो खेत मजदूर है इनके साथ काम कर रहे हैं। खास करके जो पत्थर
Just one, sorry to interrupt all the time. Chandrapat, do you have two devices open by any chance? Do you have a mic? Because there's a kind of interference. Do you have your mobile phone and your computer on, maybe? No? Just that we have hearing a high-pitched noise. I am.
Yeah, lots of interference.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's two things happening. So, sometimes if you have a mobile phone and you have your laptop, they talk to each other.
सिलिकोसिस और टीबी का जो बड़ा खतरा है वहाँ के मजदूरों में वो दिखने मिलता है। और इसके लिए महिला के संगठनों बनाकर हम लोग इन सब महिलाओं के साथ इनके प्रश्नों के लिए लेकर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। थैंक यू।
Ashok ji, can I please request you to translate whatever he has said?
Hello, Rana, am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Chandrakant, and I'm working with Setu Center for Social Knowledge and Action. And geographically is working in South Rajasthan, particularly Udaipur, Baswada and Dungarpur, and also in North Gujarat and in South Gujarat. So basically with the stone crusher mining area and granite marble and sand mining area. And he pointed out that most of the workers facing the problem of silicosis, and number of cases silicosis identified by the authority as a TB. So they are not getting proper compensation also in Rajasthan, sorry, in Gujarat and in South Gujarat also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
We
Rana?
have, we have Mr. Phulam Chaudhary from Nepal. Can I request you, sir, please to introduce your work and also the work that you have been doing on AI, sir.
Thank you, Rana. Sorry for delayed joining with this virtual meeting. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, whatever your time zone. Actually, I'm from Nepal and working for United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues for the Asia region. I am an Asia representative to the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. I'm very sorry I joined lately because here is some electricity issue. So I just joined. Glad to see all of you. Actually, I'm not much familiar with this mission, what you are working in Asia region, but I'm really excited to be part of this action. I came to know some information from Mr. Rana. He shared a lot of things. So I'm really happy to be connecting with all of you because we have a lot of opportunity to how to upgrade our natural resources within the across the Asia region, but we don't have a good collaboration and good networking among the Asia leaders. So this is very good opportunity. I really thankful with the organizer because you are making a very good event that we are we'll have the good opportunity in further step if we really more accountable and responsible to work collectively and collectively efforts. So I'm really new for this mission, but I'm really happy if we collaborate among the Asian organization, Asian leader, focusing on these issues. So if I will be more familiar with this mission, that will be really great. And I always happy to see all of you and working with you. One thing is that I would say here, this is really serious issues, particularly I would say if we look at the scenario of the mining issues across the Asia, not only in the Asia, across the globe, we see some issues. The people who are directly connected with these issues, they are facing a lot of problem because they don't have a good access and a good network and good collaboration, and not taking any support from the government and other agencies which working closely with this issue. So I think we have to make a roadmap. We have to make a good plan. We have to collaborate very closely so that we can make it easier to achieve our mission. So this is the first meeting for me. So let's organize another meeting to have our mission and our goals. And certainly we can achieve our mission if we work together, we think together, we work together, we can achieve our mission. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Phulam. As I had briefed, this is, I'll repeat it once again. The objective of this particular network is to link artisanal small scale miners. I had sent you a link also on that. I'll again send you all the informations that we have. We are this is the first kind of a platform for South Asia. In Nepal, we are connected just with you right now. So what is the scenario of small scale mining in Nepal? How such minerals are being extracted, if there are associations of miners of it, or if there is local NGOs which is working with the miners, if you can, on small scale mining, okay, informal mining. So we'll be thankful to you if you can help us link those associations and organizations who are working on artisanal small scale mining. This is what I had briefed you, and also the material that I had sent. So we'll be having a next forum also. In the meantime, if you can, over WhatsApp, you are connected with this particular group. If you can help to contribute to strengthen this network on ASM at Nepal, that is what we expect, and we'll be grateful to you on this. Yeah.
Of course,
Before I, yeah.
Of course, I can make a network among the some people who are working on these issues in Nepal. Really, I'll be happy to coordinate with you, those who are working for this mission. But I'm really new for this mission, because we have a lot of opportunity in Nepal in terms of mining and other natural resources. In my knowledge, there is a lot of organization working on these issues, mostly in mountainous area, in the hillside, also in Tarai Belt. Yeah, in my place also some, the Karnali River, located I think 100 kilometers from my home. There is some people who are working who are collecting the gold in the periphery of the river, but I'm not so much familiar, and the people who are working in that area.
Ashokji wanted to contribute something. Please, Ashokji.
I can make a coordination with you. Thank you, Ranaji.
Fulmanji, Johar. Fulmanji.
Johar, Johar.
Fulmanji, Johar.
Yes, Ashokji, yeah. Namaskar, Johar.
And you are familiar with all this? Yes, yes, sir. So I suggested Rana's your name, that Fulmanji is there, so he has a lot of contact, and you can do it, because there are number of groups are working on that issue, and you are familiar with that group, so you can do it.
So what I would suggest and would request also, if we can have a time gap, a time planning, so that we can have an exclusive meeting with the groups which are working on ASM in Nepal.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Fulmanji, we would request you, if you can coordinate that particular meeting, let us know, so that we can have a exclusive meeting on this particular agenda for Nepal. By the time we would have had those groups also in. So that is, if that is possible, please let us know.
Okay, all right. That's great. I can do.
So sometime in this month end, if we can bring them together on a forum, we can introduce them to the platform.
Okay.
So that they also learn from what we are doing, and also we get associated with them.
Okay, sure.
So I look forward if you can designate a date exclusively for this and bring them on this network platform.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I was. Allow me to just to make a comment, Rana. That's fantastic to see Fulam from Nepal working. When the contact is made, it'd be really interesting to know how many and what type of cooperatives or small scale mining associations exist, because that's kind of our real aim, is to network with all of the different, I don't know how many there are in Nepal, or of course in India, but to network with them and to reach out to them. Maybe a snowball process where you contact a few of your people that you know and ask them who are the main cooperatives and associations, and then we can invite them into the network.
Yeah, that will be right. I think. Thank you. So I had met Sridhar at Delhi and briefed about this work, and that's from where he gave me all the ideas and the connects across India and some other places also. So we would like to hear from Sridhar on the perspective of ASM, because he has been moving across the country and is connected to several groups which are working on different issues on mining. So over to Sridhar, please.
Ranaji, sorry, I couldn't follow you. I had a telephone. Can you please tell again?
Yeah, we requested people, Mr. Fulan from Nepal, because he has a strong network, but he was not aware of this, but what kind of this topic on which we are discussing. So he has agreed to call for an exclusive meeting of people who are directly working on ASM in Nepal, and we'll have a separate meeting for Nepal sometime this month to get associated with such associations and groups which are directly working. The same kind of practice we can do for Bangladesh as well. So, if we can allocate some time, by then which we can have this build this connects and also have an exclusive meeting for Bangladesh as well. So having different forums as well as some regional forums also, various country forums also, that will be helpful, I think, because my observations are there are people who are working, it's definitely there, but we are not connected. So we definitely need a local connect who may be working on a different issue but can help us to get connected to those groups there. That's how I think we can build a network. It will be very difficult in this particular moment to go travel or do some rigorous work to get connected. So it's only through this existing networks that we have with help us to connect with those groups. So we can have a separate kind of a meeting for Bangladesh as well. Yeah. Now, can I request Sridhar ji, please?
Thank you, Rana, and thanks to all of you who have joined the meeting, and particularly to the University of Queensland team for initiating this process. What I would present is more like an introductory overview on artisanal mining. And as many of you might know that artisanal mining and small scale mining, there is often a lot of definitional problems or confusions. What is sometimes artisanal mining is also mixed up as small scale mining. Many people consider anything less than 0.1 million ton of mining per year. In South Asian context, 1 lakh ton per year is often considered as small scale mining. And many people tend to club small scale mining and the artisanal mining together. So as we go forward, maybe we can have a detailed, one-day meeting, amongst ourselves in the region to look at, how in different countries officially what is artisanal mining, what is small-scale mining, what are the kind of regulations governing them. That would be an important kind of a baseline understanding for all of us. The next this thing is aspect is like there are various minerals that are being mined, which are artisanal mines. If we look at the South Asian region, one of the biggest in terms of volume is sand mining. A lot of sand mining happens as artisanal mining, often by local, in India, the local village panchayats, or who give the leases, or allow local people to take sand out of the riverbeds. But now it has become a very large kind of, because there are estimates that nearly 6 tons of sand we use per capita per year. across the world. So with that kind of a huge amount of sand has become, where is artisanal sand mining and where is small scale sand mining or mafia-led sand mining is very difficult to kind of isolate. The next major mineral, major kind of volume of mining happens in India or in this region is of sandstone, which happens in small quarries, which we find in Panna also, in most of the parts where Rana is himself working for decades, where there are small leases typically given to local communities. And once again, these are getting formalized with people using local communities or local indigenous people's names to get licenses. So once again, in this also various shades of gray, we can say, of mining takes place. The other big volume is mining of coal. Here again, what happens is there is no official, kind of artisanal mining of coal. Quite often underground mines which have been closed, where people can still enter in and pick up coal. That has been happening in some places. In the northeast, of course, there is a lot of this rat hole mining, which is traditional artisanal mining, where people just tunnel into very small holes and have been mining. And unfortunately, we lost 27 people last year when such a tunnel got flooded with water. The next mineral which is extensively mined
Sridhar, I think we've lost you. Can you hear us? Are you, Sridhar, you're on mute, I think.
Good. That's good. You're fine now.
Sorry, I've had a call coming in, so it was interrupting. Sorry for that.
That's
Are you
okay.
able to hear me now?
Yes, you were just about to tell us the next mineral after coal.
Yeah, it's clay. Clay is a very important kind of artisanal mining product in India, because there is a lot of pottery and pottery related work that happens in India. Mostly the same community, a community called Kumhar in India, they mine. And in many of the states, there are rights for them to mine, when they have to pick up clay for making pot or, particularly in the state of West Bengal, there are also beyond just mere pottery for drinking water pots, or there's a whole area, Bankura, where you have various kinds of clay horses to a lot of other articles that are being made out of clay. And in fact, in many of our larger mining projects and larger land acquisition programs, we are finding that the ponds or where clay has been, these communities were dependent upon the clay, quite often do not get any compensation at all because they don't have any ownership rights. And when large land is acquired for any other purpose, for industrial purpose or mining purposes, they lose out on it. The other mineral which now is again a very gray item, which is also being mined in a large quantity, and it was a big mineral for mining in the past. That is mica. Mica mining takes place in significantly two districts in India. One is in Jharkhand, the Giridih district, Giridih in area in Hazaribagh, and the Gudur area in Andhra Pradesh, the Nellore district. Now, mica lost its predominance and slowly, because there were alternatives to mica in insulation and other areas, so the use of mica reduced. But over the last decade, there's been a lot of interest in mica being used for a lot of like products which are cosmetics. The use in cosmetics across the world has triggered now again illegally and putting children into risk to mine some of these mica, especially in Giridih area. And I believe some of the organizations are now beginning important work in that area. The next mineral, I would look at as diamond. Diamond is again mined largely, as artisanal mining in and around Panna only. And many of you would know, especially people in Australia would know our friend Kuntala from ACT. She has written, she has been writing last 2 decades extensively on artisanal mining. And Prithvi Trust was very, very much involved in enabling her research in Panna on the not only the artisanal mining aspects, but also on what is the other aspect of a lot of artisanal mining is also the myth and mafia surrounding the artisanal mining in India. So there are a lot of myths about, like what happens when you get a big diamond, or, when you, and also, like who mines the clay and what is the quality of water, or, what will be the temperature of water. So these kind of associations are also very interesting when it comes to artisanal mines. So diamond mining again is an important issue. Then gold panning is across, from like um, uh, from Nepal to, almost in this entire belt, you will find a lot of gold panning happening. Different communities are involved in different parts of the country. And in fact, the British seem to have said in the, in late 1700s, there are some records of British which say that they thought that there would be a lot of gold in India, but probably all the gold was mined before the British came. So it was very interesting to read such kind of a history where, you find gold being mined in an artisanal way in the past. We also have of the, like metals like that, we also have lead zinc mining, again, in parts of Rajasthan, very close to where Rana lives, the Udaipur area, where we have historical evidence of how smelting also happened of lead, and what are the kind of ways in which, apart from gold, lead, zinc, silver, all these things, like there were multi-metal deposits which were being, kind of like mined and, like beneficiated using artisanal methods. The other next one is gemstones. Gemstones, particularly in the Eastern Ghats and in some parts of Orissa. But these are pockets when you suddenly hear someone went and, brought out gemstones. There are a couple of films made on the kind of rush to gemstones, which I'll share later. Some of our friends had made in the past. So gemstones is another one, which I think also in parts of Bangladesh in the hilly areas it happens. Then another one historical, kind of the metal, this thing workers are in Bastar, in one of the traditional Adivasi communities in India, the indigenous communities, which, was making tin and tin mining, and also along with iron, making a lot of products, and continue to make until this day. So these are kind of a whole range of minerals which are mined in the artisanal manner. And once again, what is legal, what is illegal is again a lot of them suffer this branding of illegality. largely because the governments have not tried to formulate proper laws and regulation, and therefore it becomes illegal in the eyes of the government. Then again, when you have such a vast kind of range, and some of the minerals being mined extensively, like sand or sandstone, the estimates of people who are engaged in artisanal or small scale mining is very varied. We have some reports saying about 30 million people would be engaged, in some cases about 45 million people. So there is a wide range of people who in terms of research is being told who would be engaged in artisanal mining. So if we take the whole of South Asia, and I think there would be much more than that, but very little we know, except for places where some of us have been working directly. We don't know what happened during COVID, and unfortunately today we don't have Yusuf Beg, who was a pillar of strength working in Panna, whom we lost during COVID. But what happened to many of them during COVID might itself be an important thing to study from what you mentioned in the beginning. When we look at what could be the way forward, like now we have a network of people who are in different parts, different regions of the country. We can extend to find more people who are closer to all these artisanal mining activities. While we can't travel probably to all places, we could ask local people to the nearest kind of member to visit, do some fact finding. Once we have some basic information of the people who are there, how to link them, how to have community gatherings over, or enable them to come on virtual gatherings, then we could look at some deeper research and documentation, and also build a community of all the artisanal workers. We also could in the meantime locate other friends who are in Central Asia and other places where this kind of a process of linking to people whom we know who work in this domains, and then reaching out to actual artisanal mining community would be the way forward, I would think. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I have taken longer time than what you expected.
Sridharji, can I ask you a question?
Sure, sure.
Thank you very much for your rich speech, and it is very helpful for me to understand the issue. One thing that do you have any study or something like that about Bangladesh? Though you said that a few minerals are also same in the border areas, especially hilly areas. So do you have some information regarding Bangladesh? What kind of minerals or mines or quarries are there? It can help me. I will search also, but I have limited
Yeah, I
time
will
to do
share
that.
with you as we go on. I'll share with you.
Okay.
I believe there is some mining that happens in Chittagong Hills. And also, a lot of clay mining, because Bangladesh also is a very artistic producer of clay products, from your pots for Mishti
Yes.
Doi to everything, so there are people, we'll share whatever information we have.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sridharji.
thank you.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask you if what I was thinking was if we can have country-wise exercises, because you are the only person whom we know that who's well connected with such groups across South Asia and other parts of the world also. So to strengthen this particular exercise in South and Central Asia, if you think that it will be appropriate to take country-wise initiatives, have a database of the minerals and also the local organizations, and then get connected to the local groups over there, if you think appropriate, please.
Yes, yes. I think we can work on like I would request those people from I would request Fulmanji and Sunzida and others to take some lead there. Then we can look at every country. We could start off demonstrating in India. We can have a first meeting of groups in India, or so that we are able to understand better and link up, because I think few of the people whom you had expected to be in this meeting are also not there, like Sonal or Gulab, or people who are very close to these artisanal miners.
I think you're absolutely right. Let's start with India. Call and also invite Pulanji and Sultana ji to see what we are doing here. Because it will be easy for us to do for India to start with, and then probably in a month's time they will get an exposure of how we are proceeding. So maybe in a month or 2 months time we'll have a real strong network of direct connects of the people, with support from our connects like Pulmanji and Sultana ji or Abul ji.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Rana Bhai.
So this is what I just wanted to share one more experience, because as Sridharji was saying, I only have one such story to say. I remember one long back in 1998 or 99, when this gypsum mining was done near to the border, BSF area, and there was a restriction of no any kind of activity from the fencing of the Air Force station to a stretch of 1 kilometer. But they were mining, local communities were mining gypsum, because there's a huge belt of gypsum over there. So the entire thing, which was with the public sector enterprise, that was unofficially done by the local people to meet out the local demands, like supplying it to the factories which were making plaster of Paris. Similarly, I saw one well, a small well, okay, with we generally see a well with a pulley over there to take out water. There was a bell out around that, near to to that well, and there was a small child sitting there. So it was to my strange, why is this, there's no water in the well, and why is this child sitting? So it was like he told me his father had gone down to extract something they called multani mitti, that was used for applying on face as a face mask. For women use it for various other purposes as cosmetics. So that man used to go deep down vertically and then horizontally. All he had is 2 or 3 sacks, which he used to fill, and then he used to ring the bell. This child would bring his uncle to pull him out of the well. Yeah. So in 5 years' time, this practice stopped, and there were open mines of this particular mineral, which was now named as Fuller's Earth. Okay, so those traditional practices, because they knew that because moisture retention in that particular mineral was very high, and they could only extract it without exposure of direct sunrays on the mineral. Now there's a huge, large scale mining of Fuller's Earth, but that is not done in an artisanal way. That particular employment has gone away from the people. Now it has been listed as a mineral for revenue collection. It is done in an unscientific manner. That's a different story. But it was done in a very safe, in a different kind of a way. But now because it has been now regularized, so those practices are gone, and those people are also not there. Their livelihood is also gone, because entire process has become mechanized. So such things I recall, including the case of sandstone, which you said. We have the highest number of leases and quarry licenses in Rajasthan, and also the highest number of silicosis patient in the country, probably. So this is what has happened to people who were doing mining in a traditional way, and now they are victimized of such occupational and diseases. So we can get to know a lot of cases and stories and actually what happened to those people, whether they are still practicing or what happened to them during COVID. Probably we can take this way forward by starting with India at least, because that's where we are well connected with. We have Sridharji with us, and it doesn't take time for him to reach out to those connects also. So over to Linda and Roger. Yeah, Fulmanji, you wanted to say something? Sorry. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Ranajan. Thank you. Yeah, just I would like to point out one thing, particularly about the mining issue. I would like to ask to Sirdhar. Yeah, thank you, Sirdharji. Thank you very much for your very comprehensive information. I'm really happy. It is really fruitful for us. Yeah, just I would like to ask one thing. Yeah, do you have any research paper or do you have any recommendation for Nepal? Because I'm from Nepal, so in Nepal there is a lot of opportunity regarding to the natural resources. So, and yeah, you are working on this issue since long time. So, do you have any research paper or any recommendation for Nepal, so that if you have specific any recommendation, that would be very wonderful for us, so that we can do on it and we can collaborate among the people. Please, Sirdhar, yeah, if you have any
Sure.
paper.
I'll share whatever information we have currently.
Yeah.
And also take it forward.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all those who are in this meeting, they are there in the WhatsApp group. So Sridharji has been helping me a lot with a lot of videos and documents that he has been sharing whenever he gets time and he comes across. So those documents, I'll forward it to the group also, and would request Sridharji also to post it on the group. So we'll be enriched with your knowledge and connects. Yeah, over to Linda and Roger for your comments and also your way forward.
Look, it's been fabulous to meet you all, and as Rana has said, please start posting your questions, exchanging ideas across the WhatsApp network. You'll find it's a very exciting way to do business, and especially thank you to Sridhar, really eye-opening, and we look forward to learning more from you. So Rana, thank you so much for convening this first session. And Paul, I don't know if you'd like to add anything. Otherwise, I'll hand it back to you, Rana, to conclude.
Just a couple of things from me. I didn't introduce myself, and I actually was part of the team that designed the proposal for the World Bank, and I pulled back to do other strategic work, but I am closely interested in what's happening with the Delve project, and will come in and contribute where I can. And I just wanted to thank Rana. It's actually a great pleasure to have you come in and join as our coordinator for South and Central Asia. I think you're going to do a fantastic job. You already are doing a wonderful job. It's wonderful. And I can tell from the contributions today that we've got a really great core group for this region. There's such knowledge in the room from Nepal and from Bangladesh and from India. So it's a privilege to work with you all, and I look forward to seeing this this group grow, and then also really looking forward to seeing you speak and engage with the other ASM coordinators and members in other regions of the world. So I just want to thank you. I really enjoyed listening to all of you today.
And also for me, I just add in, it was lovely to hear from a couple of women, both in India and Bangladesh. It was really just great. We know that women play a large role in ASM across the world, and we just really interested to hear their voices. So back to you, Rana, to close, and we look forward to seeing you in about, I don't know, a few weeks' time.
Yeah, thank you all. And it's I think it would be a wonderful idea to start with the local country meeting, so that the language barrier is also gone, and there is somebody who can help out with translating, and then we come up with actual connects with the people. And it's really motivating. It's an opportunity Okay, as we see that we are there, but we are not connected, and with those communities directly now. And over the last 2-3 years, things might have changed also. So it's a real time. It's a right time also. We should start working on this. And I'm really thankful to all those who could make it to this meeting, and also the team at the University of Queensland who has been supporting us a lot. And that's where the motivation comes from, and also the exposure that you give us with through the WhatsApp group, and with interacting with the other people who are coordinating this different regions also. So once again, thank you all. Thank you everybody who is in the group, please. Thank you.